Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio, weekly look at all things Hong Kong racing. We're building up towards HKIR and the International Jockey Challenge as well. It's going to be absolutely superb. Hello Hutchbuster.
And we'll be there next week to witness it all, Richo. But we've got to get through this meeting this weekend first, and it's a mixed meeting. It's usually a little bit of a more down-key meeting with all the good stock going around next week, but plenty of winners to find and plenty to talk about.
The Hall of Famer that is Raymond Shane Dye. Really looking forward to a massive week. International on the Sunday, the International Jockey Championship on the Wednesday night, and you'll be front and centre, Shane.
Yeah, but I'll be taking you for some mango lobster, Richo.
Oh.
Would you like that? Do we include Clint this year?
Yeah, well, he's invited.
I get left out all the time. How does this happen?
Well, he thinks that I'm going to shout him again, as I will.
Do you think I don't like lobster or something? Am I going to get the bill or something?
No, it's on me, mate. You come along, it's on me if you don't mind. It's going to be absolutely magnificent.
Yep.
So much to look forward to. We've got a huge, huge show coming up. But first, let's reminisce about last week.
And Colourful King's been running well at the Valley. Here's a look at Colourful King. He's ready to win. Both runs back have been great. There'll be plenty of speed.
Here's Colourful King, who's just come from last and run past them for fun. There's a win. Colourful King.
Dazzling Fit's the one probably out of, obviously a horror draw, but he is working really well. He's come on since, so Dave's got a big opinion of the horse, and I'm sure he'll live up to it. I think the mile suit him perfect.
And I think we'll get the main bulk of it later in the day. Dazzling Fit.
Still Beauty Bolt over Dazzling Fit, and then with All My Faith getting through inside of them, Beauty Bolt still in front of Dazzling Fit, who had a late dip and beat him. Ninja Derby, Storm Runner's getting closer. He's getting closer on the outside. Ninja Derby, he's absolutely stolen it from Storm Runner.
Just some of the highlights last week. Now, on Sunday, I had the great pleasure of being at Calvin and Demi McAvoy's wedding. Oh. Dave Eustace was in the bridal party, and Cal McAvoy was doing his speech while Dazzling Fit was running, and half the audience had their phones like this as he's talking about his beautiful wife, and then suddenly the whole of the marquee was Yelp.
Yeah, well, they're in racing, so you know how it goes. So that's funny.
I saw another story similar, Jace, to that. Mark Wall the other day while the cricket was on. And he's talking about the cricket, of course, and he's looking down all the time. And they go, "What are you watching?" And he goes, "Nothing." And they grab his phone. He's got the races on, and he's live on TV commentating the cricket, the test match.
Of course, he's married to a horse trainer. Of course, he should be doing that. November's been superb for you, huh?
Yeah, we had a good November. We bounced back quite nicely and ended up with, Dazzling Fit was good on the final day as the best as well. So, yeah, in terms of the overall score on the month, both on the best and in the overall strategy, it was good. So that's nice to have leading into December because, this is the time of the year where you really want to make hay, with the tracks playing well and all the horses up fit and going.
So profit on turnover at nearly 10%, mate.
Yeah,
that is a great achievement. So you should be proud of that. And the beauty is, scan that QR code. You get 2 weeks for free, and now is the time to do it because the pressure's on this guy. He handles it. He carries the hearts and minds of the nation. Look, he doesn't even want to talk about it. It is a massive week, so you might make sure you join HUTCHI'S Honkers for this big week. Hey, huge show coming up. Rachel King is one of our special guests, and so is Hollie Doyle. So a little bit of girl power, if you don't mind, throughout. Brenton Avdulla and Inside Running with Nicole Purton as well. Don't forget the votes for the Idol, the form files, the future winners there from Hutch as well. But let's find a lot of winners on Sunday, on a big day at Sha Tin. Racing at Sha Tin on Sunday, and we start with race number 6 is the first race that we assess here. Hutch, it's a Class 3 over 1,000 metres. Who do you like?
Yeah, it's a very competitive race. Look, $4 favourite for me thereabouts, We Are Hero. J-Mac on board, ran well on the wrong side last start. Stellar Express was woeful, but there was an excuse for the defeat. He's a 1,000 metre specialist as well, drawn nicely. Fast Responder working well, got him $8. Sparkling Fellow, same price, and he too looks like he's going well enough. You'll see Sparkling Fellow here, Shane, just weaving a passage, and this was the occasion where Stellar Express, just the rider Brenton Avdulla lost his iron. He's had the trial since, he's gone well, but it was just an excusable run, I felt.
I don't think he's going as well as last season. He's had the 4 runs and he's been disappointing. The only thing I will say here, Clint, is he's got gate 13 and there is no pace in this race. And normally you have 5 or 6 tearaway leaders. So he's going to jump and he's going to get his chance. Here he is, Clint, as you said, he jumps out and he loses his iron. I don't think it made a lot of difference because he got it back pretty quick, but this is a horse who up the straight likes to bowl along, so it did affect him, but he gets his chance here to go better. He trialled the other day and went better at the trials, but he's still got to improve, Clint.
Yeah, he does have to improve, but I think it's a really important point you brought up about whilst he got it back quick enough, he's the type of horse that just needs to jump, roll, get a bit of confidence, use that outside fence, and that's the setup he gets here. So I feel he's a horse that, even though he's been beaten big margins, provided he jumps on terms and can get out and get rolling, I think you might see a better performance from him.
Why have you got We Are Hero on top?
Well, We Are Hero was a terrific run the other day. You can see, I mean, this is just not where you want to be down the straight at all.
It's the worst place, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And he's a very good 1,000-metre horse, Shane, We Are Hero, when he's right.
Yes.
Huey Bowman's had a good association with him, but now we get J Mac, he's drawn there. He'll be stalking them. It's just a matter of picking a path through. But, you know, I thought he ran really well here, We Are Hero, Shane, and he's well enough handicapped on his old form to win this.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt he's one of the main chances here. The form out of the race is good. It's strong. Here's Brave Star winning last start. He's up in weights now, 135 pounds. Is he suited up the straight? But he returned to form here last start, Clint.
He did. It wasn't a bad speed rating he put up, but the concern I have, he had a beautiful run. This day, a lot of horses that box seeded won. He got the perfect trip. It was Happy Valley. I don't think he's necessarily a straight 1,000-metre horse either. So he might be one that I'd be the other side of with the market.
Shane, who have you got on top?
Oh, the horse who's pretty consistent up the straight, fast responder, gate 12. He'll be stalking them. It's not a strong race, Clint. I'm going to go him from We Are Hero, Sky Trust, but the two you got to watch are the 13 Sparkling Fellow and, of course, Stellar Express number 6. They're not the worst.
Yeah,
not a strong race, that, Clint.
Do you think the market, Shane, will be important with Stellar Express? I mean, he has been in the market. Maybe we take a look at it, get a bit of a lead, I suppose, on the day with that.
Well, computer teams don't get much wrong, I know that. And if they're going to back him, everyone knows because he'll firm right up. And that's a very, very good lead that he rates right for a race like this.
We get to race number 8. Let's have a look at this. This is a Class 2 over 1,200 metres, Hutch, and you've got the toppy on top.
This is a tough race to assess. I had him marked favourite, bottom up together around $5, but he could win. Sing Dragon can win. He's about $6. Invincible She was good. Not sure about the all-weather. It was a great run from him the other day. In fact, we'll take a look at it now. And I don't mind this form. But this is a turf race. I'm not sure Harmony and Blessed will be as effective. Invincible Shield, and Swift Ascend for that matter. I mean, Swift Ascend got back, ran on really well, Shane. And once again, it'll be interesting to see how he goes on the turf, on the dirt, I should say. Any of these horses that you think can run well on the weekend?
Well, I thought Invincible Shield's not the worst from gate 1. He'll probably be able to be racing midfield, which will help him. Here's a dirt race, which was, of course, 1650, but we're coming back to 1200 now, where Sing Dragon was too good. He got his own way. A couple of nice runs in the race, of course, was Talent's Ambition, but he's coming back to the 1200. He's going to be back last, but he will hit the line if they go too fast here.
What we have also seen throughout the season, the dirt tracks played quite differently on many occasions, even though we've only had 1 or 2 races. You know, there you saw the track was sort of sealed. Other days it's been deep and slow. Other days it's been quick. So much of it depends on how the actual dirt surface is going to race. But yeah, I think the interesting one in that replay, Sing Dragon, I mean, he's a good 1,200-metre horse. He's a very talented horse. He should get the right run. He's a safe play. And I think Swift Ascend ran well enough there. It's not really a backmarkers type track, though, the dirt. So that could be the concern for him. And
Hutch, your top selection is bottom up together. Let's have a look at his last start and then also a little trial to prep him up.
Yeah, his best is very good. We know that Self-Improvement's also a very good dirt horse, and, you know, the right sort of horses are in this event. Capital Delight missed a start in a trial recently. He's another on the very outside here. I'd be a little bit concerned about that. bottom up together, jump, run type. Zach's on is a real positive. There is some pressure in the race, Shane, so that's interesting. And this horse has had a trial since, but if he gets that on-pace kind of track, he'll be well suited.
Yeah, he trialled all right here. This is his last trial. And, of course, Talent's Ambition, the grey horse, hit the line. He's going to need them to go really fast, Talent's Ambition, to get home over 1,200 metres. He's been very disappointing, this bottom up together this season, Clint, but he gets his chance there. Gate 11 will be irrelevant, I believe. Sack will just go forward and he'll come across when he wants. But he gets his chance to go better, but he needs to improve.
Who have you got on top, Shane?
Good question. This isn't an easy race. I'm going Sing Dragon. He's coming back from the 1650 to 1200. I don't think it'll worry him. Capital Light can run well fresh, and he hasn't had a run for a while. Invincible Steel, bottom up together. But as Clint said, this is not an easy race.
We charge to race number 10. We go back onto the turf here, and it's a Class 3 over 1,400 metres. Who you got on top?
Yeah, I like this race at the end of the day. This could be a little bit of a J-Mac Purton sort of Quinella potentially. The two big dogs fighting it out. Car-Ying Attack for Jimmy Orman might have something to say about that. And Lucky Sam Gore's a nice progressive horse as well. But, Zach has won on both Top Dragon and has ridden Little Paradise. It looks as though he's opted to ride. I don't know this, but it looks as though this has been his choice. Shane, as we take a look at Little Paradise, he's definitely a nice progressive horse, and he'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, he'll run well. The fifth horse here, Lucky Sam Gore, run well. I think he needs Jerry on, though, because Jerry just rides him so well and is perfect. If he was on here, he'd be probably on top for me, but he can't ride him due to the weight. He's not an easy horse to ride.
So Little Paradise, Zach from 8 and Top Dragon, J-Mac from 10, Shane.
Interesting. Little Paradise, I would think, would be in front of Top Dragon in the run. And like James did the other day on Dazzling Fit with Zach, he'll track him the whole way.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. This race set up beautifully. And, of course, this was the event that Dazzling Fit came out of, so it was a slow pace. But Top Dragon got the perfect run because he's a back marker. They went a little bit quicker, and then they absolutely anchored at mid-race. He just swept around them. And a big reason why Zach continues to ride winners, he tactically just gets it right. The Car-Ying horse last season, Shane, used to go forward quite a bit, Car-Ying Attack, and was back there. I wonder if they'll be more aggressive this day as we take a look at a trial from Top Dragon with J-Mac on and went well. But he's a horse that could potentially go forward from the wide gate and maybe run better too.
He could definitely lead from gate 13. He did last season go forward. Although his last run, he got back. He has got pace. There is a little bit of pace in the racehorse, like Good Luck Babe will go forward. There's a few of them that can go forward.
This horse was handy. How are we pronouncing this?
The gelded son of...
Bucephalus, I think, is the right...
Bucephalus.
Yeah, got a good run. It got under my guard this day, Shane. The rating was just okay. I'm not sure how strong the format of this race will be. What did you make of this performance?
Well, naturally, he's going up a class. It was a good win. From gate 4, he's going to get his opportunity with 116 pounds to go well. He'll probably be running 3rd or 4th in the race, but he's got to go up the class. He has improved his last couple of runs, Clint. There's no doubt about that. He's racing better than he ever has. Yeah,
drops in weight and gets the right run too. So an interesting one.
So Golden Boy, HUTCHI'S got got J-Mac ahead of Zach.
Yeah.
Who have you got?
I'm going Top Dragon on top from Lucky Sam Gore from Little Paradise, and I don't think this is an overly hard race. They pick themselves. They stand out.
Okay, so 2, 13 and 1. So the great minds have combined there with horse number 2 in Top Dragon. A very special guest is coming up. Girl power today for us as we build up to the International Race Week in Hong Kong. We're joined by Richo. Our star power guest was a star during the IJC a couple of years ago with a wonderful win. She is back, and that is Richo King, a Group 1 winning jockey. And Rach, so good to see you, mate. You must be excited about heading back to Hong Kong.
Very excited, yes. Definitely pleased to be getting the invite to go back again and can't wait to get back there.
And you are in good form. If you're able to get a win out of Major Beale again, you know you're in good form. I can't believe it.
He was super, bless him. He deserved it. He's a real stable favourite, I think, Major Bill. So it was great to get that win on him. And yeah, really great group of owners. Obviously, they've been patient, waiting for him to get a good win again. But he definitely deserved that. He's a lovely horse.
Rachel, it's been since that win that Richo mentioned a couple of years ago in the IJC. It's been an amazing couple of years for you, travelling around the world. It seems like you've been in a lot of different challenges and done very well all around the globe. Yeah,
it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, I guess, and travelling everywhere and sort of leading on from Hong Kong, going to Japan, and having a Group 1 winner over there was huge. And yeah, I've really enjoyed my short stints that I've done there and been enjoying a bit of globetrotting everywhere.
Were you prepared for the reaction for this, Rach, when you're able to win a Group 1 as the first female to do it in Hong Kong, in Japan?
No, definitely not. I was confident that the horse could go and win, and I obviously seen probably more on the TV the way they do react for a Group 1, but I was a bit, I think, just sort of starstruck almost, like when it happened. I didn't know how to react, and Luke, my husband, actually said, "Oh, you should have milked it a bit more and celebrated and sort of played with the crowd a bit more." But I just didn't know what to do. I was shocked. It's just the atmosphere. The atmosphere there is just incredible, and the reaction. Yeah, trotting back along the turf track at Tokyo, sort of back to that crowd. I didn't quite know what to do. I just sort of tried to sit and take it all in and absorb it, and even watching the videos now, it sort of still doesn't quite seem real.
Yeah, amazing moment.
Hey, the golden boy, surely you can give her some tips on how to celebrate. No one could milk it better than you.
I never used. I used to celebrate when I come back in. I never raised my whip or anything while the race was. No, never. It was when I come back in. Hey, Rach, after that, didn't you go and ride in the Breeders' Cup meeting, which was amazing for you?
Yeah, so that was, actually just before that trip to Japan. So sort of this time last year, Breeders' Cup meeting just gone, I went over there and rode a Japanese horse for Mr. Horry, so that was incredible. And actually the day before the Group 1, I was in Saudi riding in the Jockey Challenge there. So it's been definitely a worldwide sort of tour, I guess, for the last couple of years.
And the Longines International Jockey Championship, have a look at the invited riders for this. This is literally the who's who of world racing. And there's Rachel King. Now, you will have the Aussie flag, young lady. You won't have the English flag there. You're a proud Aussie now.
Yeah, that's right. Got the Aussie flag there. But no, I'm happy to just be on that list of jockeys. Like you said, it's an incredible list. I'm very proud to have my name up there with them. And, I've obviously had a bit of luck the first year, and it's a great achievement to sort of keep being invited back each year.
It is a fantastic achievement, and it was superb when you were successful there. So I hope best of luck once again. Just before we leave you as well, Rachel, I mean, all this experience around the globe, I mean, you must have learnt so many things. What's one thing that might interest some of our audience that you have taken away from it that's helped you in your career?
I think just riding at all these different racetracks has definitely helped. It helps, I think, every time I go away, it helps sort of keep me sharp and keep me really switched on, even when I come back to Oz then, and learning how to adapt to all these different horses. When travelling, I don't get the luxury of being able to sort of have a sit on them at trials and track work and things like that. So it just makes you, switch on a little bit more, I think, travelling and jumping on these new horses for the first time. So I feel like every time I go somewhere different, it just helps me when I'm there, and then again when I come back to Oz.
Are you available to take rides on the Sunday? I think from memory you jetted in and jetted out last time. What about, you going to stay for the Sunday? And if you're given a little call to Mark Newnham, your old mate, and say, "Hey mate, don't forget I have delivered for you on the bigger stage. Give me a couple of opportunities."
I've tried, but I haven't had much luck so far. So, at the moment, I am coming back to Sydney to ride Friday night, Canterbury, and Saturday. But if something popped up on the Sunday, I could, there's no stopping me jumping back on a plane and being back there for Sunday. I would love the opportunity to do that. That would be huge. But yeah, I understand it's sort of hard. We've looked at the list of jockeys that's there. It's tricky. And Mark was definitely the first person I did ask, but he's also very loyal to his jockeys that are there, so I understand that.
Yeah, fair enough. When do you arrive in Hong Kong? When do they fly you over?
Tuesday morning I get there.
Okay, so and you're bringing Luke again? Is he chaperoning you all around, or you just said, "Give me some space"?
He loves
champion?
these trips.
He bet he does.
He's like the ultimate wag. He loves it.
He is, and he'll be listening to that. Rach, good luck, mate. We'll be barracking for you again, and it was brilliant to be there when you were able to capture a win last time you rode in the IJC. So, good luck, mate, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I'll see you there.
Look forward to seeing
Good luck.
Rachel King. So we go from Rachel King, and we're about to be joined by Hollie Doyle. We continue chatting to quality Group 1 winning jockeys, and we continue that flavour with Hollie Doyle, who joins our show. And Hollie, congratulations on the start that you've had in Hong Kong this season with 4 winners, and welcome to the Triple Trio.
No, thanks for having me on. It's been a good start here in Hong Kong, and got a bit of time left, so we'll see how I get on.
Are you enjoying your stint in Hong Kong? And tell us how it all came about.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really enjoying it so far. Obviously, it's very different to British racing, to what I'm used to, a completely different system. I suppose it's probably much similar to the style over in Australia as opposed to England, so it's taken a bit adapting to, but it's going good.
Yeah, we're taking a look at a win that you had on double win. This was at Sha Tin, but managed to get another one out of him at the Valley as well, Hollie. So he was a horse that plenty had ridden and tried to get a win out of and couldn't get a tune out of him, but you've done that on a couple of occasions. So he's been good to you.
Yeah, no, he's been a good horse to have gotten on. He won again the other night at the Valley. So it's quite hard for horses over here to win 2 on the bounce. So now all credit to Manfred, who's had him in good form.
Have you found that, obviously we've seen you over there representing the IJC in previous years, and having that little bit of an experience in Hong Kong, leading into, I suppose, this stint, has that been key to helping you settle in and get off the mark pretty quickly?
Oh, I definitely think so. I suppose with the connection side of things, the trainers here and owners were quite familiar with me because I've been so lucky to have been over for the last 6 years or so. So I think, that was a huge advantage. And, with the riding here, I enjoy it, and I feel like I just kind of slipped into the system and routine quite nicely. So it's going well.
You finished second in the championship last year to Michael Barcelona, so you just want to go one better this time.
Yeah, that's it. I think I've been second and third over the last few years, and it's just great that they asked me back, the Hong Kong Jockey Club, because you never know, when your time's up. So it's great that I've been given another opportunity. And
what about the challenge of riding at Happy Valley? Can you describe that to us?
Obviously, it's very sharp. It's like no other place I've ridden in the world, really. Tactically, you've got to be very astute and very careful. As I've found out, I've been in the stewards room a few times now. It's clean racing, but very tight. So I suppose that was a side of things I had to adapt to. The stewarding is very different compared to back home.
Hey, Hollie, this would be a real feather in the cap as well. I mean, the list of riders they assemble every year is great, but I think this might be as good as ever. This is sort of the list compiled this year is absolutely top notch.
Yeah, and they've got a pretty amazing group of jockeys coming over this year, so it's going to be even harder to win it. But no, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's always great to be riding against different jockeys.
And an extra challenge that your husband Tom Mark won. He's been travelling and riding in Japan. You've been in Hong Kong. When do you get back together?
He's going to come over for the international meeting to ride Dockland, so he'll be over for a handful of days, and then he'll be going back to Japan until after Christmas. Wow, so
that's a huge challenge for a married couple to be apart and to be obviously one riding in one part and one riding in another.
Yeah, no, it is different. Usually we're used to being together in Japan and doing a stint there. So obviously I made the decision to mix it up a bit this year, but I'm pretty used to being on my own. He comes over to you guys, isn't he, for 2 months of the year each year. So it's okay.
Don't worry, Richo's used to it as well, Holly.
He's never home.
He's never home.
He just keeps a photo of his wife in his pocket and goes, "Oh yeah, that's what she looks like." Oh, and by the way, I've got some kids. Where did they pop up? They were in the photo too.
Hey, Holly, don't laugh along. Don't encourage him. He doesn't need any encouragement. I noticed your contract's valid till, 23rd of December? Any chance you would extend? What are your plans?
I'd love to, and I've been quite tempted to ask the question, but I've learnt in the past not to be too greedy and just take what I've got, and it's going well so far. And I've noticed here, you from week to week, you never know what's going to happen. So I've got a few weeks left, so we'll see how it's going at the end. But obviously, I ride for Archie Watson in England, and he does like to have quite a few runners over the winter. So I'll have to see.
We look forward to seeing you during the big international week next week up in Hong Kong, and thanks for being part of the show.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
There is the one and only Hollie Doyle, one of the star jockeys from all around the globe. Let's find some future winners. HUTCHI'S form files. Let's find some future winners with HUTCHI'S form files, and we start with the time-honoured Sweet in Defeat. Who jumps in?
We've had a couple of winners in the last week. I hope you were right. I know you write them down. I hope you continue to do so. This was not a pleasant watch.
He goes back in.
Yeah.
Second time he's been in this
he goes
file.
back in. He'll win one or two races, this horse. I mean, it was an amazing runner. He is a back mark. I don't want to knock Vinny Ho in any way because, he maybe could have been a touch closer early, but he's a horse that does get back. They crawled in this race and went no speed. So he had no right, I didn't think, Shane, to get as close as he did. And I'll say this, if he gets clear at the top of the straight, I think he still wins it. Like he's a horse that's just knocking on the door and hopefully gets open soon.
Yeah, well, he had placed his two previous races, Clint, so he's racing well, he's in form. He just needs a race where it's pace, tempo, going quick, and he can get home. He'll even go further than this, there's no doubt, but he's in form. He's going to win a race or two, of course, looking at that. Good pick. Some
good sectionals. On Wednesday night, Richo, Turin Champions, second career start. Glad he ran second. We had the winner, but he sort of showed nice progress first to second run, so I think he'll win one soon.
So the Golden Knight jumps back into the Sid file, and anyone who's been following them, Dazzling Fit was a nice winner as well out of that Sweet in Defeat file. So monitor them because they tend to be winners or maybe the second start after as well. So the Golden Knight jumps back in, which is rare air. Who's the top-rated performer?
Yeah, we had some pretty good times overall. Hon Long Golf, and Shane, you would have liked this because Harry Bentley went back to riding this horse far more conservatively. I think they put him forward the other day, and it didn't quite work out for him. There was good speed in the race, but I think this is a horse that you've just got to. You don't have to go right back with him, but he's better ridden in this manner. Don't try and use him to hold a spot. Have him where he's midfield or off midfield early and happy in a good rhythm.
100%. He's far better ridden midfield than third. He just keeps trying all day. He keeps coming. The horse in front of him steps ahead. He's going to win very soon, but he's got to get the right ride. And this is no criticism of Sack because he gave him a perfect ride, but he can't sustain a run. You have to ride that horse to get beat. And what I mean by that, you've got to get him in behind horses, hold him up for the last 200 metres, and he'll be winning for sure. He can't sustain a 600-metre run, and he hasn't twice. Hold him up, and he'll be winning for sure. But Hong Lok Yuan's nice horse keeps winning and racing well, and he's going to go higher.
Yeah, I really like that ride from Harry. He's riding really well. I mean, I think he's getting the opportunities that Harry's getting, and I like it when they sort of ride it a certain way and then they come out and they correct it. I think his ride there went a long way to winning the race. So happy to back Harry when he's on a good chance.
And 10 wins for the season so far for Harry Bentley. Of course, Zach is off and away flying. We've got an up-and-comer award thanks to our beautiful friends at New Zealand Bloodstock. Who is the up-and-comer we've got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely, Richo. Packing Glory, another nice result for us as well. And, gee, this was a nice ride from Zach for a horse having its first start. Not easy to do, win there. Then again, he was taking on quite a few horses that were making their debuts. But, you know, he breezed up well, I think, and he was purchased for a pretty penny, but he delivered the goods, and they'll be absolutely wrapped with this. And interesting, I talk about all that because in a sale coming up, there's a full brother going around with this of this horse.
Lot 559 at Karaka, January 25, 26. Book number 1, the full brother. Now, Packing Glory was purchased for $800,000.
Wow.
That's going to end up being a nice purchase, though.
Yes, it is.
So I would have thought that 559 will be pretty damn popular.
I think they got a lot of it back that day, Richo. It was pretty well supported. Actually, they got a decent price, didn't they? About $6.
Yeah.
So might have already paid for himself.
And Shane, you'll probably be at Karaka. Can you put a bid in for Hutch and I and you as that little consortium? We'll give you 30 grand. Do you reckon you can big him up?
You boys are out of play. It's not even worthwhile. You just stay where you are. Don't put your phone on. Look. You haven't got the money, boys, I hate to tell you.
I'm not saying much. All that I'm happy about is I'm invited for the mango lobster.
You are?
You know, apparently that's where it ends.
You turn up, mate.
Actually,
mango lobster's on me.
Getting back to Packing Glory, in New Zealand at the ready to run, he come up pretty well. He run time, but he got absolutely lost, and he looked really good, and that's why he went so much. He was a big, strong horse, and his ears were going. He didn't know where he was, and he had this big stride. So it wasn't a surprise he went for that. But that was now, I think, 2 years ago, 2.5 years, just over 2 years ago, he was brought.
So the full brother is through the Karaka sale. That is lot 559. So keep your eye on it. Shane will be there front and centre, like he is right now. Votes are ready for the Idol. Well, it's time for the golden boy to shine. Billy Idol, it's Idol time. What ride did you like the most?
This was easy. Zach on Colourful King. It was just spectacular. Here he is on the inside, circled, gate 3. He comes straight back, drags it back. Now, this is a horse who goes forward and races up there, and he cuts straight to the outside. Now, I wrote a column in the paper on the weekend, and what makes a great jockey?
Yeah.
A great jockey is someone who's not scared to lose a race, and he risks to win it. And I'd say 95% of jockeys don't do that. Zach did it then. He went straight back to last to get to the outside instead of being down the middle with no cover, and it worked out, and he just bided his time. He picked the runs, which is never easy in 1,000 metres to get a clear run, but he seemed to get it, and he just timed his run perfectly. You know, it's just a great ride, and that's why he dominates Hong Kong, and that ride there says it all, Clint.
It does. He's riding as well as ever, Zach, at the moment, and you've shown one. It was a fantastic ride, Shane, but gee, he's really in the zone. He's riding as well at this stage of his career, and I'm not preempting he's going to retire, but he said himself he might not have that long left in the saddle. But I know J-Mac's gone up there at the moment, but he's a class above most up there. That says it on the win board. I know he gets a lot of opportunities, Shane, but he delivers when he gets an opportunity.
But he gets a lot of opportunities because he rings every trainer. He's always on the phone getting on the best horses, and then he produces the results. Okay. It's as simple as that. It's not hard. He's just better than the rest.
It's interesting.
He dominates.
When you assess also, Dazzling Fit was HUTCHI'S best bet of the day, and I was with Dave Eustace, as I mentioned before, and he was really worried about the outside barrier. How did you assess James McDonald's ride on Dazzling Fit?
Okay, well, you'll see in the points, he gets 2 points. This was an outstanding ride. He went forward when he could have gone back, and he was always going to be wide, and he would have known that, but he gambled. The horse to beat in the race was Beauty Bolt, with Zach one back, one out. But you watch James around the corner. He puts him there on the back of the horse to beat. He went out there to beat one horse, right? And that was Beauty Bolt. And he doesn't move. And watch how balanced that horse is. And he's just cuddled him because he's had a wide run. This was an outstanding ride, and people wouldn't realise how good it was. And I want you to watch when he goes for him. He doesn't go for him straight away. He gets him in his rhythm. Zach's gone, and you'd be worried here if you're on Dazzling Fit. But you watch the last 100, that is when James goes, right, now. And he lifts him the last bit just to get there. And he gambled by going forward instead of back, and it worked out. But he was prepared to be wide, and he was. That was a beautiful ride. So the points were Zach 3, James 2 for that. Karis Teeden 1 for Genius Baby, which I thought was outstanding. And Lyle for Ninja Derby, I backed up and had a big bet on Wednesday night, and he gave it a perfect ride. And I know, Richo, you're going to say you're not allowed to give 7 points.
No, you're not.
But we crucified Lyle here 2 weeks ago for his ride, and he's rectified it straight away and rode it perfectly and gave it a perfect ride, rated it well. He deserves a point, mate.
And any negative ride, this very positive Raymond Shane Dye, it's taking a little while for me to get used to this. Any negative rides at all? Anyone who would like their time over again?
You probably. Spend more time with your family. There's a rumour your daughters come back to see you and you're going to Hong Kong. I think you need to look at your situation, Richo, very much. Your sister's come back from America to see you, and you're getting on a plane more or less the day she arrives to go to Hong Kong.
Sage advice.
Sage advice from a man who knows a little bit about the ins and outs of family life. Let's have a look at the leaderboard at the moment, and our man's on top, Zach.
Yes, he's...
and he deserves to be. He's riding really well.
He is.
Jerry, he's going good, of course. We've mentioned him many a times, and that's the leaderboard there, boys.
Hey, just a quick question. Robot Knight was a horse that you identified last week, Golden Boy, about his physical weight, and we needed to monitor that. Pick up that story.
Okay, so people don't realise how much weights are important. And I know as an individual, if you're overweight, you don't perform as well. When I was a jockey, if I had my weight, and I went to the races half a kilo over, I didn't ride well. But if I was under that weight, geez, I felt good. And I know as a human, you're like that, Clint. When you're out drinking and eating and you get home the next day, you go, boom, I'm
no
lazy.
need to mention me in any of this.
Yeah. No,
Okay, so if you have a look at Romantic Warrior, and James brought it up with me last week, how I said his body weight was fantastic. Last season, he was heavy, that horse, and he raced about 20 to 30 pounds above what he normally does. He come back the other day and look at his body weight, 1155. Now, if you go back 2-3 years ago, have a look at it there. So he had lost that 20 or 30 pounds extra that he'd been carrying from a season ago, and I knew he was fit. Now, here's Robo Knight. He's come back, he changed stables, and he actually put on 70 pounds, even though it hasn't got it there. That's his best performances and the weight that he was. So you see he's 1,041. Well, here he's 1,106. That's 61. But he was actually about 70 pounds heavier than his previous run of last season. And I said last week, I want to see his body weight if it drops. If it drops, I want to have something on him, because he started favourite first up after a good trial, but he stopped really badly. Second up, he trialled really well before that. Soon as I saw his body weight, I said, I don't want to have a bar of him, and he stopped the same. He's too heavy, that horse, and can't go to the best of his ability.
Well, we're going to keep monitoring Robot Knight's weight.
The weights
in
are a big
particular.
thing in Hong Kong. It's interesting when you come back
It's
to
huge.
Australia as well. Some people still don't even weigh them all that often. So
why isn't that a facility offered other places of the world?
Well, I'll tell you why in Australia, and I brought this up with officials and had a go at them one-on-one with someone very big. And he said, Shane, it's too hard and too much money to do. It's the biggest load of rubbish ever. They should have a scale at every race course. And when that horse gets to the races, it's weighed straight away as soon as it's off the float, and then it goes up on the website straight away. That's not hard to do. And then you've got a record of their weights from when they're racing. Now, I understand it's hard and you can't do it 2 days before when they're in a paddock at bloody Bendigo or somewhere out in the bush and there's no scales. But you can do it on a race course very easy in Australia, but they said it's too much money to do. But it's a punter's paradise.
Yeah. Well, I think
a punter needs it, but
particularly
they don't want to help punters.
Particularly in a landscape, I suppose, Shane, where we don't get in Hong Kong, you get all the information. There, you don't get in. You don't know how they've worked. You don't know what they've done.
Yeah.
But this is a direct line for the punters to say, you know what, this horse is bang on his winning weight.
Yeah,
I can bet with confidence. So that's interesting.
I look at every horse, every meeting, their weight, and go back through it when they were winning, because I know for me that's when I was at my best, when I was a little bit lighter. When I put on a bit of weight, not the same.
it makes perfect sense. Let's have a look at the global racing. And a key part of the HKIR is the International Jockey Championship, and Hutch, it is literally the who's who this year.
It is the who's who. You won't get a better list for any sort of jockey championship anywhere in the world. So it's great to see some of these names back as well. And Ryan Moore, of course, who's back from injury. So he'd only ridden at Lingfield, I think, a couple of days ago. But yeah, there's a strong list. And whoever wins out of that'll be thoroughly deserved.
The prize money is incredible, and it's worth noting there that each rider will be allocated 4 rides based on an estimated average of each horse's chances there. So we've got a 1,000-metre race, we've got a 1,200-metre race, and we've got 2 1650s. Wouldn't mind seeing a 2,000-metre plus one.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
boys that do the fixed odds for the Jockeys Challenge, they basically compile, the list to try and even it out. So, the jockeys get sort of chances, I suppose, throughout the 4 races, and it's worked really well in recent years and been very, very competitive.
Class 3 1,200 metres is one of the legs of it. This is the entries at the moment. Who stands out?
That it is. Well, look, I tell you what, this is a very, very competitive race. A lot will come down to barrier draws up. As every year we've done this, I've given my top 4 horses in each of the legs that you want to get. With the weights, Torbjorn Golfer last start winner, Mighty Commander was very good the other day. He'd be a good ride, also lightweight. Mr. Desira could probably land on speed. They'll want to draw low, and Romantic Sons, another last start winner. So 3 of those are last start winners, and I think they're probably the cream of that particular race.
Okay, what about the 1650, a Class 3 ratings 80 to 60?
Yeah, key runner in this race will be Highland Rahi. He's very good when he's good, but his last couple haven't been great runners, and I've actually left him out of my top 4, but he's a kind of horse that could run really well. Flying Fortress was excellent. Another Zonda might fly under the radar. People might not think that's a great ride, but he is. Silvery Breeze probably should have won the other day. Max Q's racing well. That'd be my top 4 in that race.
Class 4, a 1,000-metre race. Here are the entries here.
Yeah, you'd probably want to draw well here. 1,000 metres, you do need a bit of a specialist. That said, got a couple of nice horses. Like Capliner's only had a couple of runs for Jamie Richards and done really well, so they may want to draw a gate with him. But in terms of my top 4, well, I think Beauty Thunder will run well. He'll be back in the field. Zeta Hedge is going close. Super 60 resuming healthy. But that is a very competitive race. There wouldn't be much between 1 and 8.
And then the Class 4 1650. Here's the entrance here for the 4th of the pins.
Yeah, the horse that I'm quite keen on it off the entries, and we'll wait and see how the rest of it pans out, but I think Corleone is who did win his last start in good time, might be a good chance for Casper Founds. Casper likes to have a winner at this meeting as well, so maybe he's just kept him back, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. Star Mac, Quantum Patches racing well, can run a place. Fortunate Son's been in good form. I like Corleone, but it's pretty open outside of that, I think, in that race.
Shane, did Hutchie get that right, you think?
Well, I've got no idea until I see barriers.
Yeah, that's
barriers
important,
are
isn't it?
just so important that you just want. If you're going off paper, yes, of course he has. But as soon as the fields come out and you go, well, that's got barrier 12 and this has got barrier 1, you change your opinion very quickly, can't you, Clint, around Happy Valley?
You can. I mean, that said, what I think the last 2 years, out of that top 4 that we've given, we've had the winner of every race out of that top 4. So, I mean, you do need to draw well. Sometimes they haven't, sometimes they've been pretty short, but they're competitive fields. So, yeah, I'll be sticking around them anyway.
And if we're trying to test the jockey's skills, wouldn't a staying race be appropriate?
It'd be better than 1,000. I think instead of the 1,000 and the 12, we probably could go up to 22 for sure.
Yeah.
22 would be great.
Yeah. I
Be
just think
perfect at 22.
that's the ultimate test, isn't it, Shane? To make sure you've got the full spectrum from speed through to staying.
We just don't have enough good 22.
And if they're going too slow in front, who takes off from back? which jockey shows initiative and isn't scared to lose the race to win it.
I think the problem would be
that. For please play the octagonal replay when Shane went, let's go!
They just probably don't have the equity and the depth of for the 2200 metres races there. So I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. Hey, talking about global racing, what an achievement in the Japan Cup last Sunday. This guy is rightly rated right at the top from Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, he is. Superb performance. It's great to see them go and win. Of course, he couldn't run in the Arc because he's a gelding, although the trainer basically said he's easily the best horse, even though he won the Arc in the yard. What a race. Shane, this was unreal. I've got a question to ask you. Do you think the horse on the inside put off the runner-up just late in the race? Or, what did you make of it all?
Yeah, interesting. I don't think so. I think it would actually help the horse on the inside for a while,
right? Because
it would have made him race better. You know, when a horse comes up beside you, you try harder. So I don't know whether it did, but they were the best two horses before the race. The betting suggested that, and it's always good to see them fighting it out when there's two chances in a race like that. I love the Japan Cup. It's a great race.
Yeah, it's only, what was that, 45th or something edition, so it's actually not as long heritage as you think it is, but it's an absolute great race. Stay with us, Inside Running. We've still got Social Stable and Best Bets coming up.
Brenton Avdulla finished fourth on the Hong Kong Jockeys table last season with 47 winners, including a pair of Group 3 features.
The Golden Scenery, he's driving into second. It's Tars Dragon, the Golden Scenery. The Golden Scenery won the Celebration Cup. Beauty Joy is flying down the centre, but it's Beauty Joy for the Premier Plate. Brenton Avdulla and Tony Cruz wins the Premier Plate.
Nicknamed The Gun in Sydney, where he's been champion jockey, he's now forging a life for his growing family here in Hong Kong. So Brenton, where did the nickname The Gun originate from? Is there a story behind this?
Funny enough, a punter over the fence, Glenn Pollard, I think he was the first one to name me that. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It's one of the better ones that I've probably got, so we'll take it.
Fireburn charges home and gives Gary Portelli second golden sliver.
So you and your wife Taylor, you have a growing family, 3 beautiful children. How does Hong Kong fit?
Look, the family's happy. We really enjoy it here. I think just because I get time at home, you know, as much as I probably ride more track work here, and I've got, you know, track work most mornings probably from 6 o'clock. I'm usually home before school drop-off, can do school drop-off, and only riding 2 days a week. Much more time to be with the family and be present in their lives, which I definitely wouldn't be able to do in Australia.
What do you love most about being a dad?
I think the best thing is when I come home from the races, it doesn't matter what sort of day I have, and they're just there waiting at the door, you know, or, you know, I'm leaving for the races and they quickly run up and give you a big hug and kiss. But yeah, I'm at that stage of life now, even with the newborn. You know, he's 5 months old, and when he wakes up at 7 o'clock, 7:30, it's his first thing he does is start smiling and grinning at you. So that's always pretty nice.
You obviously are a date night kind of guy. What would the perfect date night be for you and Tay?
Look, our most popular date night would probably just be, you know, we might go to a restaurant like Zuma or LPM. We quite enjoy the cuisine there, and yeah, just have a nice time. And we're out for 90 minutes or 2 hours away from the kids, and we get home and hopefully the kids are in bed.
90 minutes,
yeah.
It's like scheduled in.
It just fits in better. Look, yeah, we just enjoy having a bit of quiet time away, and like I said, Hong Kong's an amazing city and plenty of nice restaurants.
Obviously, riding winners anywhere for a jockey is great, but what does it feel like knowing that a Class 5 race here holds just as much importance for the owners and punters as, say, a group race would in Australia?
It's a good question because, you know, when you're not here in this bubble, you sort of probably don't understand it all. You know, you think, oh, well, it's maybe, you know, Class 5's the worst race we have here. You know, they're the lower tier horses, but every owner just wants to be a winner. You know, it doesn't matter what grade they are. You know, they're still racing for 100 Aussie, those Class 5 horses, and it's a big deal. You know, in Sydney, where you've probably got the main days as your focus, here every day is a grand final day, technically. You know, if you're not winning on those sorts of horses, well, you know, the better ones don't come along. So you've got to make sure you're on the job 24/7, and yeah, they hold just as much prestige as the bigger races for sure, definitely for the owners.
Soaring Bronco, he's made the lead. Pay the believers. Soaring Bronco's home.
As a rider, are you a goal setter? And if you are, what goals do you have?
Yeah, look, there's always a goal. I sort of didn't know what I was going to achieve when I first moved, but I feel like last season I just wanted to set out to try and ride a winner a week. You know, there's 44 weeks of the season here, and I ended up with 47 winners, so I thought that was a good start. I obviously had a couple Group 1s with California Spangle, and representing Hong Kong on the world stage for the, that big Alquoz sprint was amazing. So that was great, and this season's probably something similar. I don't think we'll ever be in a position to challenge Zach in the immediate future, but if I can just keep working hard and hopefully try and ride a winner a week and find a nice horse that can get me into the nice races, I think that's the main goal.
Enthralled's a length and a half away and coming after him. Pray for Mur. Enthralled, it's Avdulla again. That ride was a ripper.
And is there a particular race or races that you would love to win here?
Look, everyone in Hong Kong wants to win the Derby. I was fortunate enough to win the Classic Cup.
It's Ruby Lot. He's going to win the Classic Cup. Well, they'll be going wild at the Hong Kong Football Club at the moment. They'll build a statue of Brenton Avdulla.
We ran well in the Derby with Ruby Lot, but we couldn't get there. But yeah, to maybe win a Hong Kong Derby or just win an international Group 1, and especially on a Hong Kong horse, because since being here, you feel pretty proud to be a part of the roster and to represent Hong Kong. So if it's if you could find a nice horse going forward and you could win a big Group 1 on FWD Day or a big day in December, that'd be a massive thrill.
They still haven't got California Spangle. They are going to turn back time with California Spangle. Brenton Avdulla, you genius. Take a bow, Brenton Avdulla and Tony Cruz.
Social Stable, a lot of news just bubbling around, but it's now official. James McDonald has done it again. Hutch, the number 1 rider in the world.
Yeah, that he has. Of course, Ryan unfortunately was on the sidelines for a long time, but James had a fabulous year, deserved it. He won it the year prior, and he's at the top of his game as well.
And Shane, the runner-up, won the Japan Cup, Mikhail Barcelona.
Very good jockey. Remember when he won the Derby as a kid and he went over the line and celebrated, and it wasn't even the finish and everyone thought he had got beat, but he had won. He knew.
Yeah.
Very good jockey.
Your great mate Ryan Moore's back in a big way, Shane, so he returns straight away in style.
Yeah, he wanted to get a bit fit, and he never rides at these meetings on the dirt, of course. He always has this time off, but he had to get a bit fit and have a few rides. I think he rode 2 winners here this day, his first day back, so looks the same.
Yeah.
He's got no worries.
And he'll have an opportunity soon to ride against his son. Eventually, though, will clash, you would imagine.
He broke his collarbone and is getting operated on. He had a fall during the week, and Ryan said it's got to be operated on later this week.
Okay.
So he's out for a while.
Craig Williams will arrive on Sunday to ride in Hong Kong, of course, a jurisdiction he knows so well.
Yeah, that he does. I spoke to Craig, and he's picked up quite a few rides at the meeting, in fact, and yeah, he's
got one in every one of the HKIR.
Yes, he's in all of the international races, and then he's got some on the support card too. And actually was going to chat to him about coming on the show at some stage through the season. He's looking forward to it. He said he loved his time with us the last time he was on, so hopefully when we come back we'll do that.
He's brilliant as well. And what about Ka Ying Rising using the great facilities outside of Sha Tin just to keep nice and fresh?
Like this mental reset. I need one of those. I need one of those.
Yeah, Michael Cox ran a good story there on Idle Horse. Mental reset. That's what you're about to do. You're going to Hong Kong. There'll be a mental reset. Here's our best bets. A mental reset will happen when we get our best bets up, Hutch. So where do we go? I got the pen.
That's what we call the horse. Shane buys us for 20 grand.
That's right.
Mental reset. Top Dragon in the last for me, one of the better plays. We take him in some Quinellas, and I think obviously Zach's got a great chance with Little Paradise as far as that's concerned, and the Ka Ying horse with Jimmy Orman on board. We are heroes. So I've got J-Mac as 2 of my better plays on the day. There might be, I don't know if there'll be massive value in the Quinellas, but I think all the exotics and all that, take those numbers, it should be the good play.
Okay, I've written them down. Golden Boy, who do you like?
I'm going a bit rough. I'm going the first, not an easy race. I'll go Euro Rocks. Hasn't won or placed in a long time, but gets its chance. The pros will back the bottom 3 looking at mine because they've got good gates and race on pace. And Courier Magic is the horse to beat the toppy, but it's a bit of a roughie, but it could run well. Euro Rocks, race 1. Good luck, Richo. See you next week.
Mate. Yeah, let it rip. I see you in Hong Kong. Look forward to it.
Look forward to it, mate.
And we'll, of course, have our a super show to give you all the preview for the big international day.